Hi, welcome to Accordion Cafe. A little accordion here comes out the case, and you may have had this happen to you. I've had it happen to me on several occasions. I've arrived at a job, took the accordion out, and you see the bass buttons, they've collapsed in. Oh dear, catastrophe. So what we're going to do now is, what you have to do is, first of all, and I'm doing this, I've got the accordion on my knee at the moment. This is a little screw. So there's usually 4 screws in these side panel which holds the bass cover on, and it's usually 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes they're behind these feet here, but on this one I think these feet are actually on the cover itself. We'll come to that. 120 bass accordion. Oh, as is in this one. You also might be advisable to undo that a bit to give you some room so you can take this panel off. Just get the air button out of the way. That's your air release button, so you can move your bellows in and out without making a sound. And we'll just get this out from in here, then we can see what's gone wrong. This is only a baby accordion, so all these buttons on the bass and the counter bass, they're not affected. They are they're in a different set. But these ones, which are your major chords, your minor, your sevenths, and your diminished, are the ones which are jammed down. Now, if you're in a rush, what you've got to do is just basically flick around with these, not too hard, do it gently, and just give them a little flick, and you'll see that the bass buttons, as you can see, they're starting to come back. Now, I'm not going to go into the technical sides of the bass, but you will find, just by gently flicking around, don't bend any rods, don't do anything that doesn't want to be done, it will come back. And they're almost back now. So we just flick these, and with a bit of luck you can get back on the road again. Well, we've just restarted the camera, and the problem was all the bass buttons were pressed in, except for the bass and the counter bass buttons, which are separate on a separate framework at the back here. I haven't done a lot of work on the bass side of the accordion, so what I found was that you'll see there are 1, 2 rows going from the bottom to the top, and I noticed that one of the rods, these things here, which you can see them all, one of them had become trapped underneath here, and in fact it was bent. And this has been on the boat. It was okay before it went onto the ferry in its case, but when it came off the ferry, one of the feet was ripped halfway out the case, and when we opened the case, the accordion case, all the buttons were floppy, and several of these had become dispositioned, and instead of being in a row there, they were in fact tucked underneath some of these pushers, sword like things. They've been trapped underneath this row here, and it's a bit difficult to see it, and you have to work it out really logically how to best do it. It's a question of getting it back into place by hooking, pulling, bending, and then, but you have to use a method, because if you bend any of these rods here, or you bend any of these rods anywhere, you could set up a chain reaction and upset the lot. So you've got to really study it carefully with a torch, and if you wear glasses, a good pair of glasses to see exactly what's going on, a good powerful torch, and study it before you go pulling it about. So that's what it was. It was one of these push rods which are connected to the bass, and where they push the rods down, because these are on springs, they push them down there, and the top row had got trapped underneath the bottom, and that had happened on 2 or 3 of them. So after all a careful manoeuvring around, it's okay. So we're going to give it a test now. See how the base performs on it. That seems to be okay now. So sometimes you can, when you open the case, you can just pat the buttons and they'll come out. But this one was really bashed around on the boat. Even the feet on the case had been ripped away. Pretty bad, really. But what do you get? You know, they don't really give a sod, do they? I'll show you the case actually. It was clearly marked with fragile stickers, and you can see the foot here. It's been just ripped off, and you can see the mark on the case here, and the way this label has been dragged off. They really don't give a monkeys, so that's a lesson. If you're going to take your accordion on the cross-channel ferry, I would advise you to not only, if you're going as a foot passenger, they'll be throwing these around. If you go in your car, you'll be alright because they won't touch them. But I wouldn't let them monkeys get hold of them. If you go as a foot passenger, I would certainly wrap the outside up as well, and bubble wrap the inside. It's a good strong case, but it didn't survive them people who load the cases. Anyway, that's all for now. Bye.